What is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Destiny's 2 new XP system that they're going to be introducing in the game, and how is that going to affect you, and how is it going to affect the way you earn XP. So what exactly is being changed and why? So for those of you who have been playing Destiny, you guys know that Destiny consists in activity. Each activity is set to reward you a certain amount of XP. For example, let's use, if you guys were doing public events, it would say it would reward you like 300 XP, and if you were doing the raid, it would reward you more XP. If you were doing Crucible, more XP, and so on and so on. Now, unfortunately, we didn't know of a thing called throttling. We didn't know that that was happening. I mean, some of us assumed it was happening, but there was never confirmation that that was actually taking place. Now we actually get confirmation that that was a thing. So what exactly is throttling? Throttling means that they go ahead and put a cap or a stop on the XP you gain. For example, if you were doing easy activities like public events, and if you were doing those constantly, that would gain you a lot of XP, Bungie would do the thing where at the first one you did, you would probably get 300 XP. The second one you did, you would actually get less XP, and the more you actually did public events, the less XP you would get for that event. Now, if you were playing something that was a little bit more difficult and more harder, you would get throttled, but in a good way. You would actually gain more XP because you were doing a harder activity. For example, if you were doing the raid, you would earn more XP. If you were doing Crucible, since the events actually take longer, you would gain more XP. So easy activities that gain you XP would not stack up and give you that XP amount. It would actually throttle you to make sure that you guys were getting less XP the more you were doing those activities. Now, the problem here was that since it would display how much XP you would get for that activity, if you did that activity multiple times and it was an easy activity, you wouldn't get that amount that was actually being displayed. So after all the complaining that the community actually came out and started saying, plus all the other companies and news outlets that started complaining about the XP gain, Bungie finally came out and addressed the situation. They said, we've seen the community discussions around XP game in Destiny. After reviewing our data, we agreed that the system is not performing the way we'd like it to today. We'd like to describe what's going under the hood and talk about what you can expect going forward when it comes to earning XP in Destiny 2. Currently, XP will scale up when playing longer or fixed duration activities like Crucible, competitive multiplayer matches, and the Leviathan raid. And XP will scale down when player activities that can be quickly repeatedly chained like grinding public events. We are not happy with the result, and we've heard the same from the community. Effective immediately, we are deactivating this system. As a result, players will see XP earn rates change from all activities across the board, but with all the values being displayed constantly in the user interface. Over the course of the next week, we will be watching and reviewing XP game data to ensure that these changes meet our expectations as well as yours. Any additional update for the system will be communicated to you via the official channels. And there you guys have it. They're actually acknowledging that throttling was actually an issue in Destiny when you were gaining XP. Now, you're probably wondering, why were they actually doing this? The reason they were doing this was because of the whole bright system economy. So basically, if you guys know, when you would level up, you would get a bright Ingram. So if people were chaining these activities, you would be getting bright Ingram over bright Ingram and bright Ingram if there was no throttling. So let's say you would get 300 every single time you did a public event. If you did a bunch of public events, you would earn a lot of bright Ingrams. So in order for them to avoid you getting that much bright Ingrams, they went ahead and put throttling in it so you could go ahead and get less amount of XP if you were doing too many activities that gave you a lot of XP quickly. And of course, like any other company, they're going to want you to spend money. So they don't want people to actually have a way to actually grind a lot of bright Ingrams. So they went ahead and did the throttling. But I'm actually glad the community stepped up, started complaining about the XP. I'm actually happy as well that other news organizations and outlets started complaining at it as well. And it was finally addressed. Some actually say that this was actually addressed because other news outlets started complaining about it, not because the community started complaining. That I have no idea and no answer to. And I don't know if that's any validity into that statement, but that is just what's being rumored. I'm actually kind of happy now that this was actually brought up, and that now we know exactly how much XP we will be gaining for each activity. This way we know what is the most effective way and the best way to actually grind for XP to level our bird characters and also to farm certain loot or gear that we're actually trying to obtain. Now, all of this could have easily been avoided if Bungie wouldn't be so secretly or wouldn't stay so hush-hush on things that are happening within the game. A little bit more of communication goes a long way. But now it's your time to actually act, and let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of these changes? Did you guys already know that throttling was happening without this actually being said? Or were you guys unaware of this actually taking place while you were playing the game? Please let me know all that in the comment section down below. And don't forget, guys, for all things Destiny 2, make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.